Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I am Nadia, and I was absolutely buzzing to meet Ben's parents, Allan and Glenda, for the first time. Ben, 26-year-old male, and I, 25-year-old female, had been together for about 8 months, and things were getting serious. I wanted to make the best impression, so I wore a new dress, baked a ridiculously fancy peach cobbler, and spent an hour researching their town's local history, knowing Ben mentioned his mom, Glenda, was a huge preservationist, just like me. Dinner at their house was going great. Allan was grilling. Ben's older sister, Harper, 27-year-old female, was there with her partner, and the conversation flowed easily. I thought I was nailing it. I talked about my work at the local library archives, and Glenda lit up, sharing her passion for historical buildings. It felt like we were really connecting. Then, during dessert, Glenda launched into her favorite story, how she and Allan met. "It was during the Save Our Bell Tower campaign," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. "The old civic clock tower was slated for demolition, and we were both there, protesting, handing out flyers. We just clicked, falling in love amidst all the historical fervor." Allan nodded, smiling fondly. It was clearly their cherished origin story. This was my cue. My brain, in its eagerness to bond, immediately pulled up a fact. "Oh, the bell tower," I chimed in, perhaps a little too enthusiastically. That whole movement was so fascinating. I remember reading in a town gazette that the final decision to preserve it, after years of back and forth, was formally passed in late 1998, right? My history professor always used it as a case study for grassroots success. And that is when I saw it. Glenda's smile, which had been so warm, froze. Allan, who had been chuckling, suddenly went very still, a half-eaten forkful of cobbler suspended in front of his mouth. A cold wave washed over me as my brain frantically scrambled. Harper, their older daughter, was 27. That meant she was born in 1996. The bell tower resolution was in late 1998. 2 years. 2 whole years. My innocent, well-researched historical fact just created a gaping, undeniable chasm in their carefully constructed timeline. Harper was born before her parents supposedly met. Glenda's face went pale. "Well, you know details," she stammered, trying to laugh it off, but it came out as a strangled squeak. Allan cleared his throat so loudly it sounded like a small cough. Harper, bless her, looked completely baffled. "Wait," she said, her brow furrowed. "If I was born in 96 and you guys met during the Bell Tower campaign in 98, how does that work?" The silence that followed was so thick you could carve it with a historical artifact. Glenda suddenly found the pie dish fascinating. Allan abruptly stood up, declaring he needed to check the grill for remnants. Harper looked at her parents, then at Ben, then finally, her eyes landed on me, demanding answers I did not have but had accidentally provided. Ben, clearly putting the pieces together, just stared at his mom with a mixture of confusion and dawning horror. Glenda then rounded on me, her voice sharp. "It is just a story, Nadia. You do not need to overanalyze everything." I mumbled apologies, my face burning, feeling like the literal villain in a period drama. The evening dissolved into tense whispers, Harper demanding to know the real story, and me trying to become one with the armchair. I made my excuses and called an Uber within 20 minutes, leaving the family to their very public, very painful reckoning. Ben and I broke up a few weeks later. He said his family was going through a lot right now, and he needed space. I do not blame him. TLDR. I tried to impress my boyfriend's family with my knowledge of local history and accidentally revealed that his older sister was born 2 years before his parents claimed they even met, blowing up their long-held how we met story and their entire family dynamic.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.